Hello, everyone. My name is Eli Hollingsworth, as always, and welcome back to Against the Current, The Chosen podcast / YouTube channel, where today we're going to be discussing another week of season 3 of The Chosen filming, because they have completed another week of filming the third season of the first ever multi-season show about the life of Christ, and we're going to talk about it and break it down. We don't have a ton of mind-blowing stuff this week. Actually, probably not any, depending on who you talk to. But we have some pretty interesting stuff. Some pretty interesting scenes that it'll be interesting to see what is happening in them. I don't know. That's kind of weird. But yeah. So first of all, I want to start off with, because every week when I record these videos, the day that I record them, they post on the Chosen's YouTube channel. A breakdown of the previous week. So these can kind of be good to kind of clear up something that I may have missed or I've been off on in a previous video. And so this week they did confirm, not something. This isn't something that I was off. Let's start over. This isn't something that I was off on, or this is something that I was actually correct on, or not 100% me, but the Catherine Menning and Megan. You guys remember from last week. Again, I don't want to mispronounce anyone's name because then I feel super guilty. But the duo has come through, because they state in the video for this week that the festival that they were filming last week was indeed Rosh Hashanah. And
So far, we know that this festival is the Jewish New Year, but to learn more, we went straight to the source, one of the three writers, Tyler himself.
Some people call that Rosh Hashanah. There may have been a different Hebrew pronunciation at the time. It's funny, on the call sheet it said carnival, jugglers. I was like, oh, this is okay.
they deserve a clap, a round of applause all around for Catherine Menning and Megan D. Again, I was feeling bold today, and I tried to pronounce it again, but I stink. So that is cool. So we have confirmation that it is the celebration of the Jewish New Year, Rosh Hashanah, and well, that's what Chris said that he heard, but we all know that it's true. So you can't hide it from us, Chris. We already know, because you heard it here first at Against the Current, The Chosen podcast / YouTube channel. And that's pretty cool. So I was pretty pleased with that. So shout out to both of them for getting that correct, because I would never have thought of that. AKA Festival of the Trumpets, by the way, if you guys were wondering. But that was really cool. And I am proud of Team Against the Current for that little nugget of detail of evidence. And also in that video, you can see I just wanted to point out, that's a little loud, I admit. But I just wanted to point out, you can see in this little snippet of the video that if you freeze frame right there, Dallas, they just show a little clip of Dallas looking at the monitor. And if you look right there, you can see Jesus with Lazarus and maybe another girl who could be one of his sisters or something. That's what I think it is, talking to a Pharisee. Maybe they're in trouble or something. But it's a very interesting scene nonetheless. But I just want to get that out of the way, because that was just something from last week that I felt the need to clear up, because we got it right, everybody. Yahoo! That was a bit of an odd cheer. Yahoo! Nobody says that, but also something I want to clear up from 2 weeks ago, back when I was talking about the walking on water. I was talking about the woman who was lying in the lake, going for a little swim. I didn't know exactly who that was, but I googled all of the names that I'd read off were in casting for season 3, see if they were in the Bible at all. And there is a Joanna in the New Testament. She's like lady who has like Roman connections or something, I think. But she does have a similar design in the pictures that I saw, the drawings of her, that we see in The Chosen, just kind of a stylish red scarf and scarf head thing. I don't know if it's a scarf, but it's a wraparound. You know what I'm talking about, that thing. And that seemed to be pretty prevalent in all of the pictures. So I think it might be Joanna of something. I know that it's going to say it on the screen right now because I got it wrong. But I think that's who that might be. That's at least my best guess. That's my best guess. I am not doing well with the speaking tonight. But you know what I am doing well with? I did my hair today, finally. See, I do care enough. Also, I'm wearing my red I was one way, And now I'm completely different. And the thing that happened in between was him. Shirt. Which you can pick up at www. Actually, you can't. Haha. Because it was an Easter week exclusive. So I lied straight to your face. You can't pick this up at thechosengifts.com because it's not available anymore. But I did manage to snag one, and I'm pretty happy about it. Because I do actually like this version better than the original, like the actual I Was One Way shirt. Because it's a little bit, boring because it's just gray and then white. So the red just kind of gives it an extra pop. And when they first revealed it, I was like, whoa, you're giving red to that shirt? I don't know how I feel about that. But after wearing it, yeah, I like it better than the original. So that's pretty cool. Just wanted to shout that out real quick. And a little flex right there. But I think that's all of the catching up, like, previous stuff that I had to clear up. And now it's time for our weekly Catherine Menning theory. It's something to do with a scene that we'll talk about later. Not right now because this isn't the first scene that they filmed in week 4 of filming. This is like the second or third or however more so on. But it is one of those. It's a scene from last week. So this is the theme. This is the theory for this week. Catherine Menning writes, I think this scene is the story where Jesus is in his hometown and is practicing in the synagogue. You can see Lazarus too. Plus, it would also explain this pic. You can see Rafi sitting next to the pillar and the other guy. Yes, so these are two people who I said were taking Jesus out. I think these are the people from the wedding, although I'm not too sure. They're Rafi is the name of one of them. If I said that right. If I didn't say that right, then it's not that guy's name, but Rafi. They were taking Jesus out of the synagogue in that secret, maybe not supposed to be released picture from like 2 weeks ago. No, yeah, 2 weeks ago that I talked about. So I think this is probably the same scene, just the interior in the synagogue, which is the scene. Yeah, we'll talk about it in a little bit. But if you've been keeping up with The Chosen, then you know what I'm talking about. And we can kind of circle back around to that. That was a bad time for me to say that because we haven't got to that yet. But we will. Don't worry. And we have to talk about the scene before that first. So hold your horses, ladies and gentlemen, because first of all, this week 4 of filming, most of it has been in, I think, the new soundstage that they built, which is pretty cool. How they're now able to do all of these different sorts of interior types of sets. I don't know why I'm doing these like claw things with my hands, but I am, and it's not terrible. So I'm gonna keep doing it. But they're doing a lot of these interior scenes, and there's 3 different ones that they did, and all are equally interesting. So let's just get started with the first one, which is the John the Baptizer in prison. I can kind of, this scene is, Dallas said it's going to be an impactful or a big scene, which he says all of them are big scenes. So what exactly is big, Mr. Jenkins? But I have faith it's going to be big because this season is apparently going to be big. I am super excited to see, and even from the cinematography, little like stills that we've seen, the cinematography seems like it might be up in its game a little bit, which is awesome because I've liked to see some, I don't know, an improvement. I guess I don't know. From just the cinematography standpoint, there's some things that I feel like could have been improved upon. It seems like maybe they will. And this is just from the raw footage coming out of the camera, so that's pretty cool. Just the stills we've seen, I think, just looks, I don't know, maybe they got new cameras or something, but it just looks like I don't know, better. I was like, shoosh. They might have gotten new cameras. If they didn't, I don't. It might be just, I don't, whatever. But what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so John the Baptist is in prison, because we see this prison scene. That they released in the first day of filming this week. And we just see a lot of different assorted inmates, and I think Noah James is And Andrew is in there at one point. I don't have that clip, but he does show up at one certain point, and he's talking to John the Baptist because the Chosen posted a video themselves of John the Baptist walking into set with an Eminem song playing in the background. So we know that John the Baptist is going to be here, and I think this is probably season 3. Dallas even said himself. So I think this is season 3, episode 1 that this is going to happen. But we see just shots of. I'll play a few of them on screen, but there we see shots of jail cells. It seems like a really cool, just stylistic, maybe a little bit exaggerated prison scene because they have like red lights and blue lights and just different colors that add vibrance to the scene, which I'm really excited to see. Just gives us an atmosphere, gives it a flavor. I'm excited about that. I sound like some kind of diva or something. It gives it flavor. I'm excited to see that. But I am really excited to see this scene. Again, I think this is going to be season 3, episode 1, because earlier this year, no, we are only a few months into this year. Last year, Dallas was talking about season 3, and he said that John the Baptist is going to. I think he said he's going to be in season 3, episode 1. I'm still holding to that, although that might not be true, but I'm pretty sure that's what he said. And so I think this is probably going to be season 3, episode 1, because we'll see him in prison, and we might see him taken away to be killed. And then that might be the last we see of him for the whole rest of the season. But that's really cool. I'm really excited about that scene. It's going to be cool. I'm really excited. I think I just said the same exact thing twice. All right, so next, moving on to the 2 out of 3 scenes that we have in this season, in this week of filming. We have this synagogue scene, which we talked about just like a few minutes ago. Catherine Benning shared her weekly theory on, and just sharing more of something that I noticed when I was watching the stuff that they've shared. But just we're going to see these guys who I believe I'm pretty sure are the people from the wedding from season 1 episode 5. With the wedding episode, obviously. I'm pretty sure that's the guy. That looks like I don't know. It kind of looks like it to me. But it might not to you. So, whatever. You do you. But I'm pretty sure those are the people from the wedding. So, which is interesting to see if that is them, which it might not be the people from the wedding. I might just be crazy. Let me know in the comments down below. But I'm pretty sure that's them. And if it would, that'd be interesting because, again, I had said 2 episodes ago when Dallas... it was 2 episodes ago when Dallas was talking about how there's a certain character that people saw and they were like, oh, that's them. They're doing this now. And it was a pretty big, shocking twist, surprise. So I'm pretty sure that's what he's referring to. And it would be, I'm interested to see that whole scene go down. But this week they were filming the interior of that scene. And we have a rabbi preaching kind of in the center of the synagogue, which I think it might be 2 different scenes, although it might just be one is just because one is rehearsals, as Dallas states in this video, which I'm going to play the clip now. But here we go.
May your blessings be upon all who seek you earnestly. Bring joy to your day, and bring joy to your land, and gladness to your city.
So that might be just a rehearsal, just without the crowds there, and then just the crowds came in later, because then we have earlier a big long shot of a crowd filling a synagogue room. So they might have just filmed 2 different scenes at a synagogue, and then, but I think it's the same scene, and you can see Lazarus is there too. If you look, that's like Catherine Benning states in her Catherine Benning theory. I don't know if I'm down there. That's just where my phone is, where I read it. But Lazarus is there too. So I think Jesus is probably there, although he might not be. I don't know. Nothing is set in stone, obviously, but this is just speculation. But I think it's just I still think it'll be interesting to see what's happening here. And I think this is the scene, where Jesus comes to Nazareth and then he gets kicked out or ridiculed. Or I think that's probably where they're going with that scene. Maybe we'll see Jesus' brothers and sisters, which I just recently learned about, actually, in case you didn't know. And I was shocked that Jesus had brothers and sisters. I can't believe it. First of all, I was shocked I didn't know that before, but it was nonetheless interesting to me. So we might see that here. Who knows? I don't know. You don't know. Unless you're someone who's working on The Chosen, in which case you do know, and we all envy you. But anyway, I'm very excited to see that scene. I'm very excited to see all of the scenes. There's not a scene that I'm not excited to see, but just yeah, that's interesting. We'll have to see where the story unfolds. And speaking of story unfolds, we also have this scene with a Pharisee, or no, not a Pharisee. It's not just a Pharisee. Why did I say that? But Yusuf himself, Yusuf. Dallas says that he is rising the ranks. I think he said he's even going higher than Shmuel. And Yusuf, by the way, who has a name that sounds like the thing that's at the bottom of the turkey when it gobbles. You know, like that like thing that's hanging off and like dangling. That sounds like that should be the name of that thing, doesn't it? Like, oh, the turkey's gobbling his Yusuf. That's a Yusuf. Doesn't it sound like that? That sounds like that to me. That's what I was thinking when I heard Yusuf in like the last season when they were talking about him, and he showed up. I was like, Yusuf. That sounds like the thing at the bottom of the turkey that goes, you know, like the Yusuf. He's gobbling his Yusuf. That's what it seems like to me. But all these people had interesting names back then in the Jewish culture. But I digress. I hope that wasn't offensive, by the way, to the Jewish culture. That would be sad. I don't want that to happen. I don't want to be ridiculed on social media for insulting the Jewish community. I hope I didn't, but I just thought it was funny. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So he's going to be in this scene doing some stuff.
Hold that right there, Luke.
He's booking or he's writing something, or that's not the most interesting part of the scene, by the way. In case you were wondering, you were like, oh well, yeah. But he's doing whatever. But the most interesting part of the scene is later, like the first day they were filming this scene, they had Yusuf on set, and they were filming with him, and it was like, oh okay, he's just maybe he's just rising the ranks of the Pharisaical culture. I think that's how you say that. Like the ranks, whatever. I was like, okay, not as interesting of a scene. And then the next scene, we have Eden and her mom coming in, and if you can hear in this clip, just listen really closely right there.
We received word this morning it will be operational by sundown tomorrow. Actually, I believe Simon helped.
You can hear he says something blah 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 involving Simon. You can hear him say Simon there. I'm not sure what else he says, but he says something about Simon. So I think what's happening in the scene is Yusuf is going about his normal Yusuf activities, and he's having to call Eden and her mom in because of I'm guessing it's a scene where he calls them in to talk about what Simon is doing with Jesus and kind of, maybe tell him to stop or something like that. I don't know. That's what I'd imagine it to be. Just like a warning or something, or just trying to plot a way to get Simon to stop what he's doing because they don't like it for whatever reason. But anyway, it's going to be an interesting scene. All of it's going to be interesting scenes, people. Season 3 is going to be a very interesting season of this show, but yeah, I just keep saying that, but it's true. It's going to be interesting. I am excited. So very interesting that I was surprised, and Eden is wearing a new costume, and same with her mom. She's all dressed up and so nice, and it's going to be interesting. I keep saying that. I'd like to see an interesting counter down below in the comments. How many times did I say interesting during this video? But it's going to be intriguing. See, I'm expanding my vocabulary. But yeah, it's going to be wondrous to see what's happening in the scene. And this week was, a lighter week. Not as much mind-blowing stuff happening. I kind of breezed through a lot of that stuff. But there's a lot more you can go nitty-gritty into. But basically, the basic overall of this week was we had 3 scenes that were filmed. Maybe 4, but probably 3. That were a jail scene with John the Baptist. We have a synagogue, maybe 2 synagogue scenes with Lazarus and or Raphi, or Raphi, who knows? and maybe the people from the wedding of season 1, episode 5, all together in a scene, and Jesus, maybe a prelude to Jesus getting carried out of the synagogue. And you have a scene with Yusuf and Eden and her mom, and that'll be interesting to see. But yeah, I'm very excited. And again, Dallas said this week is a bit of a lighter week because kind of the calm before the storm. Because he said that next week they're going to be doing stuff where they're going to be picking up on the Sermon on the Mount. So that'll definitely be for season 3, episode 1. And he said just kind of like filming stuff for Sermon on the Mount, and then doing a lot of other stuff, and mostly preparing for the feeding of the 5,000. Which, can you guys believe it? The feeding of the 5,000 is in I'm flying out to Dallas, Texas in 2 weeks from today that I'm recording this video. I'm recording this on May 22nd, and then we have next week is the 29th, and the week after that is the 5th. That is the day I am flying out to Dallas, Texas. That is insane. It's finally here. I can't believe it. It seemed like it would never happen when they announced it. It was like, oh, feeding of the 5,000 in summer of next year. That's gonna be crazy. That's a long ways away. And it's here. I can't believe it. It's in 2 weeks. So I don't know what I'm gonna do for the breakdown of that week. I also don't know how I'm doing these spray heads. But yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do for the breakdown that week. I might just record it the day before. And then maybe edit it while I'm on the plane. Well, I'm not leaving till at nighttime, I think, so I could still edit it in the morning, or I don't know, something. It'll still probably be out on the same usual day. But that's going to be exciting. I am thoroughly excited, and I didn't realize that it was going to be this early in the filming. I was like, oh, they're going to film, and then it's going to be a little bit, and then we'll have the feeding of the 5,000 filming. But that'll be after they film, finish all the photography for all the other stuff. But no, it seems like they're filming, which might be another indicator that this is going to happen earlier in the season than we expect, because they're filming F5K now, which doesn't that sound like a marathon also? If I told someone, hey, you know what? Like, if I told my friends who don't know anything about The Chosen, I'd be like, hey, guys, guess what? I'm flying out to Dallas, Texas. I'm doing the F5K, buddies. Hashtag F5K. They're like, wow, Eli, you're running a race? That's the first for you. And I'd say to them, yeah, well, no. I'm going to stand around in a field for 12 hours and get yelled at to do stuff. But, no, that's not what's going. That's a very simplified version of what's going to be happening, but is it more or less what's going to be happening? Maybe. But yeah, I'm thoroughly excited to go to Dallas, Texas, because it's going to be awesome, and it's going to be an unforgettable experience, and maybe the last time they do a big crown seed like this. So I better relish it, not ketchup or mustard it. I must relish it. That was bad. I understand. It's too late at night to be doing these types of things, because then I say things like that, and it's not good. And then all of you are sad, and so am I. I realize how bad it was. Okay, I'm sorry. But that'll wrap it up for today's breakdown. This week's a lighter week, and I'll be honest, I didn't do the greatest job of keeping up with all this stuff. I'm sorry, but. Because this week was a little bit more busy. I had some family in town. So, it was still fun, though. It's that's just another step in the road to advancing to the eventual release of Season 3. And you better believe I will be there when it comes out. And since we paid it forward for the feeding of the 5,000, that means we also have early access to episodes for Season 3, so we'll see them the night before the global public releases. So that means I'll be able to watch it the night before and then record a breakdown / review, that kind of thing, and then release it the day that the episode or the thing, whatever it is, releases to the public. So that will be really cool, and I'm really excited about that. And I will also do a trailer breakdown for the pray hands. I don't know. I'm going to put my hands down here. But I'm going to do a breakdown and a trailer reaction when the first trailer drops for Season 3, because that's going to be a momentous occasion. Yes, I will do a breakdown of the trailer frame by frame analyze. I don't know why I said advance. Analyze like every single little detail in there, all of the trailer trickery going on, because there was some trickery in the trailer for season 2. I noticed some reverse shots, some just trailer editing trickery that you're not gonna want to miss my breakdown for the trailer for season 3. And I'll also do again, a reaction, so you catch my live just reaction to the trailer for season 3, just all of the excitement, all of the hype. It's going to be fun, and these are exciting times for the Chosen community. So if you want to stay up to date to all my future videos, then make sure to subscribe to Against the Current of the Chosen podcast and click that notification bell. Don't click some, click all notifications, because you're going to want to stay updated for all of my Chosen content, because it's going to be coming out over the next few weeks, and it's going to be amazing. So, actually, it might not be amazing, but I hope it is. But yeah, just click the notification bell. Just subscribe. We're almost at 100 subscribers. We'll be at 100 subscribers by the time this video goes up. So a huge thank you to all of you for subscribing and for watching my content. It's again, it's a very exciting time for the Chosen community. I'm so excited for the future of this channel and of the Chosen community in general as we move closer to season 3. So thank you for watching. I will see you guys next week, where we will talk about whatever they filmed relating to the Sermon on the Mount and or any other interesting scenes this week. And thank you. Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen.